Good morning. Okay, so I'm almost an hour late. My apologies. It's one of those things when I woke up this morning and was thinking about doing the live. I knew I was going to be late, and I debated about posting I was going to be late, and I decided not to. And it's one of those things I'd really like to just say. We tell ourselves stories sometimes about how important something is, or the way we do it, or when we do it. And I do love to keep my commitments. And I said I would be here at 9:15. But in this circumstances, it was okay to be late. I knew that no one was going to die, that no one was going to be super disappointed and angry at me, and so I gave myself permission to sleep in. My daughter came down with the flu on Sunday night, and yesterday was her peak day for flu. It was really a tough day. We got her on Tamiflu though, so she's improving now. But the day and the night were pretty difficult as she was running a really high fever. And so I didn't get much sleep. And I gave myself permission to sleep in this morning. Yay! And it felt really good because I hadn't slept well for the last couple of nights. And I really needed it. And I actually woke up about 7:30 and thought I should wake up and get ready to do my live. But you know what? I just rolled over. I gave myself permission to roll over and get a little more sleep. And so here I am, a little bit late, and I hope you'll still watch here and get some benefit from our talk about confidence, because I think this one is so very important. I am very unusual in that I think I was born with my dad's confidence. I have always been pretty confident, even though as a child I was pretty oppressed by my mother. Um, she, uh, yeah, she just was not a very supportive mom. But my dad, I was the daddy's girl, and he was a very confident man, even though he only had a sixth grade education because he had to quit school to take care of his family. Good morning, whoever's joined. I'm glad you're here. Even though I'm late, I'll explain that. So if you want to watch the beginning of the replay, you'll learn why. But anyway, I'm just talking about confidence today, and that I think I got my confidence from my dad. I haven't really had too much trouble with confidence. My husband kind of jokes with me all the time about how I have confidence in spades. But not a lot of people are blessed that way. Good morning, Lashana. So glad you're here. Um, and so I really wanted to talk about confidence because I have seen it be the thing that is pretty much a differentiating factor in people's success. When you don't have confidence to do the things that you need to do and that you want to do, it is a big holdback in all kinds of relationships, not only in your business, but in your life. And because confidence is the thing that really will draw you to people and create authentic connection, it really is something to build on with our 5 C's that we have been talking about, from clarity to certainty to connection and now confidence. And so I think it's so key and right here in the middle of it to talk about it. You know, I want to first talk a little bit about what it looks like to not be confident. I had a conversation with a woman just last week, and I think her confidence was probably at an all time low. She, and how I knew, and how you can tell if you're maybe suffering with low confidence, is she was extremely unsure of herself. Every question that I asked her, for the most part, she said, I don't know. Whenever I really tried to help her examine some of the things that she was doing that she might could do different, she just put up a wall. And so in that too, she was a little critical of herself. She was, just saying a few things that were derogatory about herself and trying to help her realize that, it's not about that voice in your head that tells you you're not good enough, tells you you don't know enough, tells you this is not going to work, tells you past history dictates that it's just never going to happen. That voice is not a true voice. And so many people get overwhelmed by that voice that it does just destroy their confidence. And then it destroys their ability to engage with real energy and enthusiasm and excitement and passion about what it is that they do, because they're just so held up in that emotional um, pool of the negative programming. and it really steals the confidence. And so when you find yourself in the place where that you know, aren't really too keen on sharing your feelings, or you're even denying your feelings, trying to stuff them and ignore them, or you're feeling unmotivated or unhappy, maybe even critical about your appearance a lot, critical about the things that you say and do, any of those things really reflect some lack of self confidence, and it shows an opportunity to grow that, because that's the great news. The great news is that we can grow it, we can change it, and we can make it better. We can feel stronger and more confident. And as I was saying a while ago, I think my husband's decided to print right now. Hopefully that's not too noisy for y'all. Um, um, Now I lost my train of thought. Shifting to confidence in how it benefits you. So when we think about our confidence being high, it's when we really can assert what we want, we can tell people what we need, we feel fulfilled, we feel like our life has meaning, we feel energized and enthusiastic, and we're able to relate with others and situations in a positive way. If you find yourself walking away from others or situations where you feel conflicted and constricted, then confidence is an issue. I was mentioning that as a child, I was pretty confident, and because of that confidence, I was when I launched myself into careers, I was very oh sweet, yeah. Reed, you are a badass. That one helps with confidence a lot, because as a child, I was confident, but then whenever I started getting into my jobs, I was just still very confident. Again, I told you I think I was just born with this from my dad. And so what happened is I was able to assert and advocate for myself for the things that I wanted and needed. And you know what? A little bit of it was just naivety. I didn't really realize that, women were not treated fairly in the workplace. I didn't realize that we weren't expected to get the same salaries. I was ignorant to that. For whatever reason, I had turned my head from it. And so there was multiple times in the corporate world that I stood up to presidents of the companies that I worked for and advocated for myself a raise, and I got it. And it was because I was confident that I knew what I was doing, that I had exactly the same kind of experience or more experience than some of my peers who were male that were making a lot more than I was, and that I had had more time in the book business, which is what I was in back then, than most of my peers. And so everything pointed to why I should have at least equal pay, if not more, even though I was much younger. And even though I didn't maybe have the same education qualifications they did, but I had the results. And so guess what? Every time I got that raise. And so many women, especially women, we just don't own our worth. And then we don't own our confidence. And then we don't get what we want. And we don't engage with people in a way that draws that connection and draws that mutual understanding, and where that they feel the certainty that you feel. Because that's the thing. Confidence, really, the key of it is certainty. Knowing that you are certain about what you are, what your value is, what you're offering, what you are giving, the benefit it's going to be for the people that you're selling it to, all of those things, whether it's selling something at home or selling something in your business, or selling something at a group that you volunteer in. It's how you sell things, how you talk about yourself with confidence and clarity and with certainty, that really makes people go, wow, she really is the real deal. She knows what she's doing. She knows what she's talking about. And that confidence creates trust, because without confidence, it is hard to trust someone. I recently had a situation where I had a surgery back at the end of November, and the surgery had a little complication to it. And when the surgeon delivered the news to me on my follow-up appointment, I could tell he was very uncertain. He was very uncomfortable. Suddenly, he went from Mr. Confident Surgeon to, oh my gosh, I'm freaking out a little bit. This doesn't hardly ever happen. I'm not really sure what to do. And so his uncertainty, his lack of confidence in that situation, it wigged me out, because then I lost my trust. It doesn't look like he knows what to do. It doesn't look like he's dealt with this before. It doesn't look like, what's the outcome going to be? And so it really eroded trust. Luckily, had a second surgery, everything got worked out, but even then, right after it, his confidence level still wasn't quite there. And it wasn't until actually I had a follow up appointment yesterday where that he went, "Yay! It's great. It's, we've got good news today. I'm so excited." And I could see it on his face. That drain that he had before was gone. And he felt confident again that, okay, I have solved this problem. And so I walked away feeling so much better about him yesterday. So it is very important that when you are dealing with situations, even if inside you're having that contraction and that confliction, that it is about stepping into, you know what, this is still my expertise. This is still what I know. Don't listen to that little negative voice, because that little negative voice is going to send you down a wrong, sad path. One where that you don't have enjoyment, one that you feel sad and conflicted and overwhelmed and unsure. So, got to do that reprogramming. And I love what you say here, Lashana. Change what you say to yourself. Oh, thanks. I have enjoyed helping you with that. Say I'm confident instead of I'm trying to be confident. That's right, owning it. Owning it is so important. If you don't own, you can say it, and it is easy to say, but you know what? It's hard to really own it. And that's where the key is beginning to own your confidence, finding your worthiness, and believing in it, knowing it. And because of it, you reward yourself well, you take care of yourself well, you do the things that honor what you need, just as I did this morning, knowing that Lashana would forgive me that I was 45 minutes late, an hour late for this live, or anyone else. It would be overlooked because I didn't get any sleep taking care of my daughter. And that's the thing. We tell ourselves these stories and we make up stories around the situations that end up really causing us to spiral in a negative way. But what we want to do is spiral up, not down, right? So grab your confidence. It's easy for me to say, it's hard to do. And if you want help with it, I'll be happy to help you. It's one of the things I feel so strongly about, and feel like I have some great insights on, and I love to use emotional intelligence to help people really see it and work with it. And so if that interests you at all, please reach out anytime. I would love to talk to you about it so that you can have the most confident and secure and just energized life that you can. Because that confidence is going to propel you in ways that you never imagined or thought were possible because of all those little negative voices in your head. And so what are we taking away today? We want to be strong. We want to be confident. We want to have certainty. We want to be sure, even when we feel unsure. Because all of those things together build the connection and the relationships that have trust and will move you forward in ways that are far beyond what you could imagine. Lashana, thank you so much for being here today. I appreciate you so much. And I hope all is going well with you. It looks like you're really going for it out there. I'm seeing lots of great posts for you. And for everyone else, as you watch this, feel free to post. I would love to hear from you. And I just wish you to go and find your most confident self today. Step into that identity and just give it a try. All right. Have a wonderful week, everyone. And I'll talk to you next week. Bye.